Today I spoke with Councillor Michael Baird, who represents North, West and Central Sutherland. It's one of the biggest wards in the United Kingdom. It is 1,800 square miles. It is the size of 3 Greater Londons. It's the size of 18 Edinburghs. It's vast. And Michael has outlined to me a harrowing situation. He and his fellow councillors have one facility for the elderly in the entire ward, in that vast area. It's called Callissona. It's in the tiny little village of Talmine on the north coast of Scotland. And it has 6 care beds. At the moment, there are 4 residents. But NHS Highland have announced that they're going to close this facility in 12 weeks. And the residents are going to be moved to the 2 nearest homes, one of which is in Thurso, which is 47 miles away, and the other one is in Golspie, if they can get beds, which is 62 miles away. And I think about these old people being moved, and I think about their families, their loved ones, trying to see them. It's a lot harder when you've got distances like that. And I think also about the remaining staff. They've been offered jobs somewhere else, but they're going to have to move from their community or make long commutes, sometimes in pretty dreadful winter weather. Now, the reason that this is happening is because they cannot get the staff they need to run the home. And one of the reasons they can't get the staff to run the home, Mr. Hollowone, and this is why I return to the agenda, is there isn't housing. If a house comes on the market on the north coast of Sutherland, it's snapped up as a holiday home. It becomes an Airbnb. It's so like what everyone else is saying here. And if we can't get the carers, then we're in real trouble. And if young people with families, it echoes what everyone else has said this afternoon, can't get a home, an affordable home, they won't live there. And that means that school rolls drop, and we have that old dark monster, which we had for far too long, hundreds of years in the Highlands, which was depopulation. People up sticks and away, going to Canada, to Australia, to America, and never coming back. And that is why we have the diaspora of Scots all over the world, or one of the reasons. Now, what can we do about it? Well, it is ironic that we have one of the greatest sources of renewable energy, i.e. the land-based wind farms in my constituency. And if one can think of some clever way to use some of the money that these wind farms make to help the local authority, the Highland Council, or a housing association, or whatever, to buy properties when they come on the market. And the expression has already been referred to. It's an old one we used to use, key worker housing. That is the key to doing it. Because if you can offer a carer, even if they only come up for 5 days a week up the North Coast, but if you can offer them something to live they can afford, then you're getting some way to looking after the old people. And I can remember Mr. Hollowone as the oldest member of my party in this place. I can remember when houses were being built in the 1960s in my hometown of Tain. They were going up, and it was great. And there was hope for people being housed. And it's a very, very different situation today.